The Mana Decentraland chart is looking the most exciting it's looked since back in November. Something crazy is happening just in this area right now, and we're going to take a look at that in today's episode as well as the latest Mana Decentraland news. Without further ado, let's jump into the first piece of news for today. So at the moment we're seeing slow land sales for both Mana as well as Sand. Back in November we saw huge moves for Decentraland. What we're seeing in the NFT space, things like Hate Beasts and stuff, which a couple of months ago were worth 9 Ethereum, are now only worth 2. We're seeing a lot of money moving out of NFTs and starting to move back into crypto, so showing that the crypto market is well and truly about to do something crazy. Could Decentraland's phygital move be the catalyst for Mana land sales? Okay, so Decentraland is allowing people to now have sort of things like watches, etc. in the metaverse in order to sort of show status, etc. This is a 147-year-old brand. Bulova has a strong presence in the market, and the company making a move in the virtual world, Decentraland, would attract more brand new users to join the metaverse. All very exciting. Looking down at the chart, then you can see that back at the end of last year, there was 1,500 or just over 1,500 sales per month of Decentraland. But here, currently in March, there's only 187 going. So things looking a little bit slow on the Decentraland front. But before I jump across the charts, you can see there's lots of positive stuff coming out. We can see that Victoria's Secret Skechers are all entering the metaverse. All these huge brands are starting to see the importance of getting a space in the metaverse early on. Skechers have at least 5,000 square foot of space in the Decentraland, as the Metaverse Group will be acting as the landlords for Skechers. Fashion is becoming an integral part of the metaverse thanks to involvement of luxury brands. And we can also see that the B2 Fighting Series has an MMA fight happening this weekend in the metaverse, live from the Aquarium Casino in Decentraland. So all very exciting, lots of stuff happening for Decentraland. And if we jump across to the chart, we can see that actually, although we've had this huge range of movement in the past, we're now looking pretty boring. And actually, when we're looking really boring like this, guys, it's not a time for us to switch off and go and chill. This is when we want to pay attention, right? This is when you can buy and go to the beach and relax, right? Because you're going to get these huge pumps. But when we're looking at stuff like this and we're not really sure, what basically is happening in the market is consolidating. It's getting ready, it's primed, it's like pushing the spring, and eventually it's going to make an explosion in one direction or another. What we can see though is there is quite a clear pattern developing. You can see that from taking from this very top point here, dropping it down through, we can see that we are literally running very perfectly along this bottom trend line, and dropping along the bottom we can see something similar as well. Notice that we did have a little push down towards the bottom, but we were stiffly pushed back up inside, and now literally this pattern started back on the 25th of November, and literally today on the one-day chart we are 1 day away from the apex or the crossover point of this chart pattern, which means, guys, that we have to make a decision one way or the other, and that decision is going to cause a very stiff move in either direction. And what I'm looking at right now is the fact that we've had this push from the lower side here. We've been testing multiple times this top level, especially in the more recent time. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 tests. The more time we knock on that door, guys, the more likely it is to come down. Notice we've only had a couple of tests along the bottom, and both times we've been met by a push aggressively towards the upside. So if we are able to break out of this, currently we are set at $2.37. If we are able to break $2.5, then in my opinion, we are going to be pushing on one hell of a move for Decentraland. In terms of the size of that move, we would then take the height of this position, from the bottom to the top here, and we would bring it to potential breakout position, which would be pretty much here. And that, guys, would bring us to a percentage move all the way up to $7.5 at 204%. So it may well have been a pretty boring Christmas and New Year for Decentraland, but this is when we need to switch on and pay attention. My Mana Decentraland price target is up here at $7.50. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen overnight. I'm also not a financial advisor, guys, so go away and do your own research. Trading is risky. I'm not telling you to buy anything. This is where I'm looking to accumulate, because I believe that we are about to have something very exciting happening. Now, also, I want to point out that from here, 26th of November, to current times in March, that's literally 4 months. Don't expect that we're going to end up here in the next week or so. Never need to panic and FOMO into trades. If we end up FOMOing into trades, we end up buying the tops and then we get crushed. Okay, so be prepared now when the markets are quiet and low. Look at what happened back here on the 29th of October, you saw that literally for months and months, literally nothing happened. And on the day of the 29th of October, the price went up in Decentraland. It went up 75%. After 3 days, the price had gone up 508%. And then we had a big push towards the downside. The next move then took us all the way up to this area. After that first drop, if you'd bought back in, you would have then made another 162%. So obviously, there's times to get involved and excited in crypto, and that's when we are having these quiet, boring times like this, because this is when we get those crazy pumps. We don't want to be buying into this huge chop because it can be a bit risky. Guys, if you want more updates like this on when to buy, when to sell, and hold various cryptos from Mana, Decentraland to Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc., then make sure you subscribe to the House of Crypto. As well as that, if you've got some value out of today's video, then please smash the like button. It helps me out more than you know and helps me to deliver more crypto content. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.